Madhava Kunja Vihari Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Gopijana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Om Vishnupadam Sipari Vijata Charashtra Srimati Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Das Thakur Ki Jai All glories to the Son of God. Glories to the Son of God. All glories to the Son of God. Glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Guru. It says that sun arising, sun sets up, one duration life decreases. That is stated in the Bhagavatam. But when the devotees all the time hearing and chanting the glory of Lord Krishna, this duration life never decreases, always increases. So it is very, very important to utilize our time in the service of the Lord. If you see Prabhupada letters, his lectures, all this is, don't waste your time, even a single moment. But we are a conditioned soul. We just simply waste our time sleeping, eating, So much is there. We have to discuss all the time. Every word has so much meaning, so much weight. Example, like when Prabhupada says, this is called Prema Dvani. Every day we do after ceremony. Devam Vishnupada Paramams. So at end, Prabhupada says, all glories to the assembled devotees. So much significance. Each thing we can have a seminars, hours together we can discuss. But we generally are doing every day. We say everything, but we are not going to the deep understanding. So Bhagavad Gita also it says that the Lord says that in the 7th chapter, Maya Sattamana Partha Yogam Yunjamadasriya Asamsaya Samagramma Yatadnasasita Srunu. This is the first sloka of the chapter 7, Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of the Absolute. Everybody can repeat after me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Now hear,
O
Hosanna Prata,
Samskrita,
how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me,
in full consciousness of me,
with mind attached to me,
with mind attached to me,
you can know me
you can know me
in full, free from doubt.
free from doubt.
Perfect translation. Right? And this was spoken by the Lord in Sanskrit, right? The same translation, no difference. The sloka and the translation is not different because the meaning is the same. Perfect meaning. Right? So we can hear again, once again, it's very interesting to, Prabhupada says that you might have read Bhagavad Gita 100 times, 1,000 times. Still we have to hear. In 7th chapter Bhagavad Srimad Bhagavatam Prabhupada says, right? I remember quotation, you can go. No, time goes like this, time flies, especially now, I think. Of course, night is little longer, right? Daytime quickly passes. Now evening also I saw the 6 o'clock, then just 6:30. I just immediately came here because, Anyway, so you please repeat after me again. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Now hear,
Hosanna
Prata,
how
by practicing yoga
by practicing yoga
in full consciousness of me,
in full consciousness of me,
with the mind attached to me,
your mind attached to me,
you can know me
you can know me
in full,
free
from doubt. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explained, especially about hearing. Hearing is so important, Shravanam. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prayati Sadhya Kavana Sravanadi Chitte Siddha Karavudaya. It is in everyone's heart, this love of God, Krishna Prema. It awakens simply by hearing and chanting. Even the dead matter, even dead matter can fly. You know that? That is the power of this transcendental vibration. That's why the Nityananda, there is a prayer, right? Parama Karuna Pavam Durijana Nitai Goracha Savavatar Sarasir Kevala Ananda Kanda. It's so nice, these prayers. And Prabhupada says, the songs composed by the acharyas, not ordinary songs. I am greatly pleased to see the collection of songs composed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur and other great acharyas of Gaudiya Vaishnava community. Songs composed by the acharyas are not ordinary songs. When chanted by pure Vaishnava who follow the rules and regulations of Vaishnava character, they are actually effective in awakening the Krishna consciousness dormant in every living entity. So this is amazing, right? It's not this, Prabhupada said, it's not exaggeration. It is a fact. Right? So it says that out of all incarnations, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda's most merciful, topmost, Parama Karuna Paundu, Nitai Gurj, Sabhavatar Sarasiramani, the jewel of incarnation is Lord Chaitanya Nityananda. When they're chanting, when the birds are crying, it says, no, Pashu Pakshi Jyoti Pashana Vidari. Even the stones melting. So, this is all there. So, hearing is so important about this great message in the form of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Prabhupada says in the purport, in the first 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as a non-material spirit soul, capable of elevating himself, self-realization by different types of yoga. This is very, very interesting, the knowledge, even about the spiritual soul. I am always trying to hear now everything. Prabhupada, now we have so many letters, right? Prabhupada speaking. We all should hear now. That will help us to progress in our Krishna consciousness. So it is beyond birth and death. That is, we are not the body. It's not just, it is a fact. Devotee should have so much developed, convinced faith. Anyway, so Bhagavad Gita, all 6 chapters, end of 6th chapter, Lord is explaining about yoga, right? Especially in 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, you can call it or Sankhya Yoga. The Lord says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgati antaratmana siddhavan bhajati omam samiyuktottamataha. This vibration, the songs, the slokas coming from the mouth of the Supreme Lord. Gita Sugita Kartale Primanya Shastra. Yes, Vayam Padmanabhasya. From the mouth of the lotus mouth of the Lord came out this Bhagavad Gita, the song of Lord. So what he says in this 6th chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham, you can all repeat after me. And of all the yogis, the one with the great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders service, transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me. In yoga. And in the highest of all. That is my opinion. So it is so wonderful. So Prabhupada is referring. In this verse also, word bhajanti, okay. The culmination of all kinds of yoga practice lies in the bhakti yoga. other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti or in bhakti yoga. Yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progressively toward destination of bhakti yoga. From the beginning of karma yoga. Okay, now I'm coming to this 6th chapter purport I am reading. Supposed to 7th chapter, first sloka of the purport. Prabhupada telling. One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of 6th chapter. Concentration of the mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, made possible by prescribing devotional service in 9 different forms, which is Sravanam is the first and most important. Sound, hearing about Krishna. Bhagavatam says, no dharma svanushtita punta vishvakshena kata notpadiya lidatam sramayevetu. One may be performing his duty at the regularly, whatever Brahmana, Kshatriya, whatever, but is not attracted to the message of God. In Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, he said that labor is waste of time. Srama yevi keval. So how important of hearing about Krishna. So here Prabhupada says, the Lord therefore says Arjuna, Tasrunu, hear from me. Lord was in the front of him only. Especially like in India, people always have a darshan. They want to have a darshan of the Lord. They go rush to the temple to darshan. That is also good. But our philosophy is you can have a proper darshan when you hear. Without hearing about Krishna, proper darshan you will not have. So hearing is very, very important. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, absolute truth, described in the 2nd chapter of 1st canto as follows. Srunata Sapata Krishna. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literature or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, act as the best wishing friend, purify the devotee who constantly engage in hearing of him, constantly engage hearing of him. So please, you should try to understand, we are in the community, we are in this, established by Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON community. We are all under the shelter of Prabhupada. So it is our duty to abide the instruction given by Prabhupada. Devotee should be enthusiastic to come morning and evening program to hear and chant about Krishna. That's very, very important. So here Prabhupada is telling that a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita for the devotees, he becomes fixed in devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance. So tada rajastamo bhava. This ignorance, passion, in Bhagavad Gita the Lord says, no, nobody is free from these 3 modes of nature, the 3 gunas. Higher planet, lower planet, middle planet. We are all influenced by the 3 modes of nature. Right in the 18th chapter, Lord says, no, in text 30, or something like that. Yeah, everything is there. Just 2 minutes. There is no being existing, either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system, which is free from these three modes of born of material nature. So, this is the material world. So, anyway, so we can have a nice discussion. Little bit, I would like to, this moment is no change. Sometimes we think that, no, it started, if we hear proper lecture, proper study, in America people thought these people come and go. No. Proper remaining letters is writing. It will go on. Anyway.
Can I ask a question?
So much proper rights. I just want to read from this. Preaching in the West. Proper writing in one of the, I just want to read one more letter, proper writing. This is to Srimati Maharaja, who helped Prabhupada to come to the States. She gave me the free ticket for ship, Jaladuta, proper writing to her. It's very good, You have to hear all these things, letters, everything, all important, proper preaching. Madam Sumati Murarji, Bhai Sahib, please accept my greetings. I am very glad to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 9th instant and I have noted the contents. Since I have landed in USA, see, it's very important. I have improved in my health. I am very glad to see that America practically everything is available for our Indian vegetarian dishes. By the grace of Lord Krishna, the Americans are prosperous in every respect. And they are not very poverty-stricken like the Indians.
Not very what?
Poverty.
Poverty-stricken.
Okay.
Not like modern India. Older India, very rich. Modern India. Anyway, the people in general are satisfied so far their material needs and concern. They are spiritually inclined. When I was in Butler, Pennsylvania, about 500 miles from New York City, I saw there are many churches they were attending regularly. This shows that they are spiritually inclined. I was also invited by some churches, church-governed schools, colleges. I spoke there, they appreciated and presented me some token reward. When I was speaking to the students, they were very much eagerly hearing me Srimad Bhagavatam. Rather, the clergymen were cautious to allow the students to hear me so patiently. They thought that the students may not be converted into Hindu idea, as it is quite natural for any religious sect. But they do not know that the devotional service of the Lord, Sri Krishna, is a common religion for everyone, including the aborigine and cannibal in the general. Anyway, so far I have studied the American people. They are very much eager to learn about the Indian way of spiritual realization. There are so many so-called yoga ashramas in America. Unfortunately, they are not very much adored by the government. It is heard that such yoga ashramas have exploited the innocent people, as it has been the case in India also. The only hope that they are spiritually inclined, immense benefit can be done to them if the cult of Srimad Bhagavatam is preached here. The American public also give reception to Indian art and music. So many of them come and every one of them is given good reception. Recently one dancer from Madras came here and just to see the mode of reception. I went to see the dance with a friend, although for the last 40 years I have never attended such a dance ceremony. The dancer was successful in her demonstration. The music was in Indian classical tune, mostly in Sanskrit language. The American public appreciated them. So I was encouraged to see the favorable circumstances about my future preaching work. The Bhagavata cult is preached also through the art and music, dance, as it was done by Lord Chaitanya. I am just thinking of introducing the very same system of my Bhagavata preaching, but I have no means. The Christian missionary people are backed by huge resources. They preach the Christian cult all over the world. Similarly, the devotees of Krishna may also combine together. It is very, very important. The words of the pure devotee, every word is so important. Wait there. We should never think we are devotees. And Prabhupada is explaining, devotees should take up. What Prabhupada said? They preach Christian cult all over. Similarly, the devotees of Lord Krishna may also combine together. That's what Prabhupada made this society. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Every devotee should know how devotees should be friendly each other. Because of the neophyte stage, sometimes we don't have friendship. Sometimes we hate the devotee each other, fight each other. These are so many things. But that is not a good sign. It is a question of maturity in Krishna consciousness. So here Prabhupada wanted devotees together, combined together to start a mission of preaching Bhagavatam cult all over the world. It is not for serving any political purpose, but it is necessary to preach cult for saving people in general from dangerous tendency of godlessness. Amiya was speaking now. Prabhupada says, in the dollar it is God we trust. And cleanliness also there, but there is no godliness. So here Prabhupada is telling that it is not for serving any political purpose, but it is necessary to preach the cult for saving the people in general from the dangerous tendency of godlessness. The Christian cult or any other cult cannot save the people for being under clutches of growing communism, but the Bhagavatam cult can save them because of its philosophical and scientific approach. This is Prabhupada written in 1965. I am therefore thinking of bringing a Sankirtan party from India. But I do not know how to do it. Unless there is an organized party or association, it is very difficult to do it. The Ramakrishna mission here is busy in preaching the misrepresentation, and therefore practically they have failed to preach the real cult of India. The so-called yogis also could not establish the real cult of Bhagavad Gita. They are after material gain. The Bhagavatam cult is not there at all, although it is the only remedy for raising people in the world, the path of self-realization, spiritual salvation. I do not know what is in the mind of Lord Balakrishna. We will start worshipping Damodar, no? That is Balakrishna. Because she is worshipping Balakrishna. Sumati Murarji, who helped Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was writing to her, I do not know what is in the mind of Lord Balakrishna, but I think that your attention to give an impetus to the Bhagavad cult and my humble attempt can serve great purpose. By the grace of Lord, you have a great position in the world. Prabhupada writing to her. It is learned that you are one of the richest women in the world. But above all, you are a pious lady with a great devotion for Lord Balakrishna. You can do a lot in this connection. By the grace of Lord Balakrishna, you are also free from all family encumbrances. That is also very important. And as I have seen you in your palm band house, you live like a sage, tapaswini. I wish that you may take up this idea of Bhagavatam preaching work little more seriously. What I want that immediately a society for this purpose may be formed that will be recognized by the government for cultural activity. So many cultural missions come from India at the expense of government. They simply waste money. But if there is a real cultural mission for preaching Bhagavatam cult, a great philanthropic work will be done for human society at large. I am just giving you the idea. If you kindly think over the matter seriously and consult your beloved Lord Balakrishna, surely you will be further enlightened in the matter. There is a scope, there is a necessity also. It is the duty of every Indian, especially the devotees of Lord Krishna. When you talk about Indian purpose, and especially mention devotee. Right? You should not think of Indian being Indian, but the devotee. Indian devotee, American devotee. I shall be glad to hear from you about my humble suggestion for return of mail. Hope you are well, with my best regards. I am yours sincerely, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Note, NB. I am very glad to note last line of your letter and the reply in which you write to say, I feel that if you should stay there, still you fully recover from your illness, return only after you have completed your mission. She writes to Prabhupada, yes, I wish to stay here for all the days till I have finished the mission of lifting, mission of life to preach Bhagavata cult very rightly. For this very reason only, I have suggested the above means and the ways to kindly cooperate in forming a society for this purpose. With your great influence, surely all Indians will combine, thus we can fulfill the mission very nicely, declaring the glories of India. Please do it for the Lord's sake. Just not remembering this. So many, every letter has so much purpose speaking with the devotees.
Could you repeat again what letter? To whom letter, what year? So that
He's asking if you could say what year the letter came from.
65.
So that I can reread it later on.
Right. This is a Srila Prabhupada letter by topics, preaching in the West. And ISKCON, authoritative spiritual organization. That is the chapter 5. Gita base.
Maharaj, could I ask one question, please? I was wondering, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, like you spoke, that just think of me, become devotee, like that. I was wondering, why are the other yoga systems there? The Ashtanga, all of that. Why is it seemed like before Bhakti? Why is it there, I'm thinking?
You might have known about this also. Maybe you have read, I think, Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada writes. Why we explain on different yogas? Because you should know also, to come to real yoga, Bhakti yoga, that is you have to know all these things. That is an example. I am just trying to say that, Prabhupada said that our Krishna conscious movement, genuine, historically authorized, natural, transcendental duty is being based on Bhagavad Gita as it is. What I am trying to say that, as I told, myself, I joined in the movement, but nothing, I don't know. I initiated worshipping the deity. Everything was done, but I don't know anything about Bhagavad Gita. And slowly devotee asking to read book. Then I started reading Sri Upanishad. Now also I'm like all this Bhagavad Gita. So what I'm trying to say that your question, you know, Prabhupada write very clearly. That is one of the reasons. So religion without philosophy, sentiment. So we should know everything. Like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything is mentioned, A to Z. When you study, unless you learn ABCD, how you can go further. Similarly, these teachings purifies, then come to the real understanding of yoga. That way the Krishna speaks. 18 chapters are there on different yoga. You understand?
Yeah, sort of. I think I understand that my question may not be a very good question.
No, it's a good question. No.
Nowadays they have, bhakti is actually a word that more and more people are knowing. Like now they have this bhakti fast, I think it's in USA and the West Coast. And different people come, different yoga people come, kind of all different types of people, maybe impersonalists and maybe Shiva people. I don't really know, but my question is, when they're chanting Hare Krishna, are all the masses of the people also getting the benefit of hearing the holy name? Or is this, can you explain the difference of the people hearing the chanting from these people and the people hearing from like pure devotees of chanting?
Understanding of chanting, the real meaning of chanting, definitely, Prabhupada says, if you chant purely, more effective than if you chant offensively. chanting is not pure chanting. Still they get benefit, but we should understand. Hearing from the lips of the pure devotee is recommended. You understand?
I guess my question more would be like, just for preaching, sometimes it seems like we're rationalizing and saying bhakti is the highest, and just in the mind I thought, but I'm saying we're saying bhakti is the highest. You don't need these other yoga systems, just bhakti, and they're like thinking, I mean, it, just in the mind it seems like a kind of like a rationalization in a way, and it's hard for me to understand that point.
Right, no. Bhakti, like in the Bhagavatam, Nectar Devotion explained, no, Krishna gives everything. He doesn't give bhakti. Bhakti is the internal potency of the Lord. That is the secret of bhakti.
Yes.
I always realize that Prabhupada is a Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti, he had a bhakti, not only bhakti because those are Mayavadis, they think that bhakti is for uneducated people, not intelligent people. That is the title given to Prabhupada. Vedanta, he knows the Vedanta philosophy. Veda means knowledge. Vedanta means end of knowledge. So Prabhupada knows the Vedanta. That is his title was given to Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta. Swami means sense and mind engaged in Krishna's service. So 2 minutes we can discuss this. Mukundamala is a wonderful prayer book, you know. I just wanted to read it. Just devotee should know this book, and we should read it for personal. Very good book.
Which book is that, Maharaj?
Mukundamala Stotra, the prayers of King Kulashekara. And just it is there in this also in the Gita base. See? Introduction is see.
In this app that Maharaj is using, the Gita base, he showed it to me. I can help people download it. It's free if you're interested.
I haven't been able to find it, even though I've looked for it.
Yeah, you have to look online for it. Like you can't look through the app store. So.
Can't look through the app store.
Right.
Introduction. Of the many hundreds of poetic Sanskrit stotras, songs of glorification offered to the Supreme Lord, his devotees and holy places of his pastimes, King Kulashekara. These are the prayers sung by Kulashekara. Mukundamala Stotra is one of the most perennially famous. Some say that its author conceived it as a garland of the verses offered to Lord Krishna's pleasure. Just like we make garland offered for pleasure of Krishna. A pure devotee offering prayers, the Kunti prayers, Prahlad prayer, Brahma Samhita prayers. It has long been dear to Vaishnavas of all the schools, and our own spiritual master, like A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, frequently enjoyed citing the certain favorite stanzas from it. We all know. Krishna Padiya Padapankaja Panjarantam Advaita Vishuddhamima. Prabhupada liked very much. Even in final days, he is remembering this sloka. And you will find in many books, many Bhagavad Gita proper quotes about this. Anyway, Kulashekara was a part of Sri Sampradaya, Vaishnava school founded by Lord Vishnu's divine consort. So, is a part of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, and this divine comes Sri Lakshmi. Little more here, a traditional history of King Kulashekara states that once, as he slept in his palace quarters, he had a brilliant and distinct vision of Lord Krishna. Huh? I will tell you, we hear in Hyderabad, when some person came, Prabhupada said, I saw Krishna. Prabhupada said, why still you are here? That means he did not see. Those who really had a darshan of the Lord, they are no more interested in flesh and blood body. Anyway, we can go on, discuss all these different points. So Prabhupada say here, he had a brilliant and distinct vision of Lord Krishna. Upon awakening, he fell into devotional trance. These are very interesting. You must be knowing Samadhi. What is actually meaning of Samadhi? Sanskrit word Samadhi.
Trance.
What is meaning?
Trance. Yeah.
What is that meaning?
Oh. Having the mind totally fixed.
Okay, yeah, right, that is close. So here it is explained, he saw the Lord. There are different types of Samadhi, you know that? You know. There is a Jiva Samadhi. You know that? No. Jiva Samadhi means with life they make tomb. Is in Jiva, in the life, they make a tomb completely covering. That is called Jiva Samadhi. Anyway, just one example I'm taking. The Gyanis, those who are, meditating or anyway. The royal musicians and ministers came as usual to his door to wake him. But after waiting some time without hearing him respond, they reluctantly took the liberty of entering his room. The king came out of his trance, described his vision to them. From that day on, he no longer took much interest in ruling. He was a king. So he is no more interested in ruling the king. He delegated most of his responsibility to his ministers and dedicated himself to render devotional service to the Lord. After some years, he abdicated the throne, went to Sri Rangam, where he remained association of Krishna deity of Ranganatha and his many exalted devotees. So this is a wonderful understanding. And in the end of this purport, the publisher writes that, about present edition. Using a Sanskrit edition published by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this strong prayers written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Sanskrit, 1895. Srila Prabhupada began translating Mukunda Mala Stotra in the 1950. But after completing 6 verses with the commentary, he suspended it to work on Srimad Bhagavatam. He never resumed it. Yet he clearly intended that the Mukunda Mala be published. So these are a Prabhupada. That the BBC followed that. Since he included in the list of his other English books at the beginning of each of 3 volumes of Bhagavatam first canto. So this is about book, okay? Anyway, the first prayer is so wonderful. We are offering to Krishna. You can all repeat after me. In Sanskrit, I would like to recite. Sri Vallabheti Varadeti Dayapareti Bhakta priyeti bhavaluntan koviti nadeti nagashayaneti jagannivasi Tyalapinam pratidinam kurme mukunda. It's a wonderful prayer. You can all repeat after me. O Mukunda, my Lord, please let me become a constant reciter of your names,
a constant reciter of your names,
addressing you as Sri Vallabha, who is very dear to Lakshmi, Varada, the bestower of benedictions, Dayapara, he who is very dear to his devotee, he who is causelessly merciful, Bhakta Priya, he who is very dear to his devotees, Bhavaluntan Kovida, he who is expert at plundering the status quo, repetition of birth and death, Nada, the Supreme Lord, Jagannivasa, the resort of cosmos, Nagashena, the Lord who lies down on the serpent bed. So this is the prayer. Prabhupada wrote 10 pages per book. Can you imagine? We will read some of the, wonderful beginning of purport. I just read. That is also very interesting for the devotee to know. A devotee of Godhead is you glorify the personality of Godhead under the dictation of transcendental ecstasy. Recently I was hearing the letter Prabhupada and somebody, Arundhati, she was asking to Prabhupada, what is the meaning crying in front of the Lord? Prabhupada said, this is crying of the soul. But if the crying for material benefit or something like that, Prabhupada, it is a bodily concept. Crying. So here Prabhupada explained that a devotee of Godhead is you glorify the personality of Godhead under the dictation of transcendental ecstasy. This ecstasy is a byproduct of profound of love for the Supreme, which is itself attained by the process of glorification. In this age of quarrel and fighting, the process of chanting and glorification recommended here by King Kulashekara, the only way to attain perfection. Should not forget, at least when we are doing enthusiastically, we should do. All our kirtans, Mangalarti, Guru Puja, everything should be enthusiastic. Unless a person enthusiastic, others, how you make others enthusiastic. That is, the leading person should be always leader who can enthuse everybody. Anyway, so one more thing here I would like to Prabhupada explain how Lord is merciful, okay? King Kulashekara next addresses the Lord as Dayapara. Okay? He who is causelessly merciful, because there is no one but the Lord who can be causelessly merciful, friend to us. He is therefore also called Dinabandhu. Prabhupada nicely is about the story about Dinabandhu. You might have heard. We will read afterwards. Friend of the needy. Unfortunately, at time of the need, we seek our friends in the mundane world, not knowing that one needy man cannot help another. No mundane man is full in every respect. Even a man possessing the greatest riches himself needy if he is devoid of relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is a sloka, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastra Japatapa Apranasya Yoga Mandanam Dokaranjana. What is the meaning? One who doesn't have faith in the Supreme Lord, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya, he has no faith. Just like Ravana, you can say, comes up. Maybe born in a rich family, maybe aristocratic family. He may be doing so much tapasya, all, but he doesn't have faith in the Supreme Lord. He is no better than dead man. That's what I explained. Apranasya desa mandanam dokaranjana. Generally in India, a person dies, then they give bath and they no use anything, dead body, right? So anybody doesn't have faith in the Supreme Lord, he is like a dead body. That's what I explained. Anyway, so here Prabhupada is explaining that you can all repeat after me. Okay? Okay. He is therefore also called Dinabandhu.
He is therefore also called Dinabandhu.
The friend of the needy.
The friend of the needy.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
at times of need, we seek our friends in the mundane world, not knowing that one needy man cannot help another. No mundane man is full in every respect. Even a man possessing greatest riches is himself needy if he is devoid of relation with the Lord.
He is devoid of relation with the Lord.
Everything is zero
Without
the Lord.
the Lord.
So Prabhupada further writes, who is the digit that transfers 0 into 10, 2 0 into 100, 3 0 into 1000, so on. Thus, a zero man cannot be happy without association of the Lord, Supreme One. So these are wonderful prayers. I used to always give seminars on this, for 3 days, 4 days.
So Srila Prabhupada did the first 6?
6, yeah.
And then someone continued the rest?
Satsara Maharaj translated.
How many are there, Maharaj? How many verses are there?
50
50.
prayers.
50? 50.
Okay, we'll start.
We have a question, John.
Carl, what is it?
Yeah, when we're talking about hearing, like you were saying, is it best, are we talking about like through the words, like the readings, or are we talking about like direct intervention, like getting it from Krishna? Or what type of hearing are we, were you thinking?
What is it?
He's asking for clarification on this hearing and Shravanam. So, is it through the words and the books, or directly from Krishna?
Like Bhagavad Gita, and hearing from the devotees, that is recommended in the form of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. That is a Prabhupada instituted, right? Every day we discuss one sloka, morning, evening, Bhagavad Gita. That is a part of devotional service. Hearing is very important. You are trying to ask some question?
No, I was just pointing that John has a question.
Okay. Bolo Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaja.